Hello YouTube, Pinchio8 is back here with another airport in regard to Project JAX. I figured now that I received all of the airplanes, it's time for me to update y'all. So this area we're looking at is Concourse C, which houses Southwest, Allegiant, Spirit, and American. And then over here is considered Concourse A, which houses JetBlue, United, Delta, and Frontier Airlines. Also, as a little disclaimer, if you are seeing a JetBlue A321, believe it or not, they have sent A321s this way, but this is not going to be a regular very first update. This is just a video in regards to Project JAX, and I figured I would add a JetBlue A321 to just to send details. And like I said, they have sent A321s, JetBlue has done before, but not all the time, and I felt like making it pretty unique by adding the JetBlue A321, but you're not going to see this on every update unless I find it readily available on Flight Radar 24. So I figured I'd show you around. So here's starting off Concourse A. Here are gates A2 and A4, which house JetBlue Airways. And then here are the final results of the United gates, which I couldn't wait to show with the A319 that I just reviewed today. So United gates are gates A6, A8, and A10. And then with the rest of Concourse A, here is the Delta section. And as you can see, we've got the CRJ 900, which is my only one here in like the Comair anniversary livery. This is the only Delta connection CRJ 900 I have. In fact, this is another one of the changes they made this year to Delta's operation, that they're now going back to using this aircraft for the JFK flights. But I do have a few substitutions besides just this. I've also got a CRJ 700 on standby, as well as an E170. And then also, to make it look prototypical a little bit, I decided to bring in the Delta 737-800 in SkyTeam livery by NG. I wanted to see how well it would look in this kind of, well, you get what I mean. Looks very, very excellent. So the, Delta 737 as well as the two 757s would be going to Atlanta. And then here's the Frontier A320, which would offer flights to Philadelphia. And I decided to make this area a little bit vacant because the truth of the layout of Jacksonville Airport is that if this were like the middle area right here, there are like no gates on this side or gates on this side. It's completely vacant. So in the middle over here, we'd say this is where all people arrive and depart from, where the upper floor is for arrivals and the lower floor is for departures. And then there's also no gates on this side. This would have been a perfect area to also put gates, since there's like nothing there. All there is on that side is just, well, plenty of shops and restaurants and all, so that way you would get a good view looking down whichever concourse you want. And then moving here to Concourse C, here is gate C1, C2, and C4 for Southwest Airlines, in which, testing it out, I've got the NG Southwest 737-800 in the Scimitars, Southwest 737-800, new livery, Heart livery in the Scimitars by NG, and the Gemini Jets Southwest 737-700 also in the Heart livery, because they still do use 700s on their flights, as well as 800s. Still using the Allegiant A319 representing Allegiant's fleet. I definitely do plan to get an A320 in the new livery, as well as an A319 in the new livery with sharklets. They park over here at gate C3. And then this area that's currently vacant would have been considered the gate C5 area. And since this is where Air Canada left from, we're leaving this area completely vacant. And across from here at gate C6, here's where Spirit goes. Still using that beautiful Aero Classics A320neo. And then the rest from gates C7 to C10 are all American Eagle. So over here I have using A319, 737 800, E170 for an E175, and a CRJ-700, which these are very, very prototypical. And apparently they are changing operations again. I heard they're using more A320s for flights to Charlotte as well as A319s. 737s are still being used for Dallas-Fort Worth flights. And I believe they're using A319s for Dallas as well. And I believe, as of now, I read on Flight Radar today, for the time being, Americans' E175s are being in place with E170s, so it's a good time to have this aircraft. And this aircraft doesn't seem to be flying at all just yet, which would be the CRJ-700. We also saw it in use for flights to Charlotte, as well as more prototypically Washington Reagan DCA. That flight is still currently suspended, but there's no reason, if I wanted to still include it in the my first airport update. There's no reason to not include it because it is still meant to be an active route, but is currently suspended until further notice because of the coronavirus pandemic. So I thought I'd show you everything, how it looks so far. So this area is going to be vacant, as if all the people were on their way to check in and then come back to Jacksonville. And then this area is vacant with just gift shops and restaurant. So it's decided that this area would act as Concourse A, and this area would act as Concourse C. Of course, I am, as you can see, using like half of the of this terminal right here, as you can see, because it's the only way I can make it look as prototypical as possible. Because after all, gate C5 is still vacant, and until a new airline does come in to fill in that gap, I'll probably find out, and I can't wait to make it look even more prototypical. Kind of wish that Jacksonville would bring back Silver Airways someday, because I do have a silver Saab 340 on the ready, but I do need to get the ATR 42 someday, because I know the Saabs are going to be retired soon. I don't know if Jacksonville yet has any plans to bring any more airlines here to Jacksonville. I'm guessing they're going to suspend that for now with coronavirus still in the air. So there you pretty much have it. Let's just once more conclude and pretend this is an actual airport update, so you get how the operations are going to work. So as a disclaimer, I may throw in a few routes, especially off of United and all, that are still currently inactive, but it's still very, very prototypical. So we'll start here with the JetBlue, since this is my favorite airline, with the A321 by NG Models, which would go to JFK. They haven't done this on a Boston route yet. JetBlue A320 Boston Celtics livery would of course be going to Boston. The debut of the United 737-800 would go to Denver, Colorado, because this has happened before, but still the Denver flights are a little suspended at this time. And then today's official debuting A319 would go to Newark, and then the debut of the E175 for United Express by Republic would go to Houston IAH. CRJ-900 Delta Connection would go to JFK. 737-800 as well as all the remaining 757s would go to Atlanta in different flight numbers, which I don't feel like mentioning. And then the Frontier A320 would go to Philadelphia, of course. I do plan to get more Frontier planes and different tailfin animals soon. Either be a regular A320 or A320neo. Moving on to Concourse C, we'll start off with the Southwest, with the Southwest 737-800 Canyon Blue with the Scimitars, which would head out to Nashville. And now the Southwest 737-800 in the Heart livery would probably be going out to Baltimore. And then the 737-700 in the Heart livery, I think I'll send her, which is still prototypical, over to Chicago Midway, which is still a little inactive. No, wait, how about Atlanta? Yeah, that'll do better. And then I would be sending the Allegiant A319 over to Cincinnati, because that is an active route. And then here's a Spirit A320neo, which would be going to its only destination of Baltimore. American A319 service to Charlotte. American 737-800 service to Dallas-Fort Worth. American Eagle E170 service to Philadelphia. American Eagle CRJ-900 service to Washington Reagan DCA. So this is how it's going to be working out. So I hope you enjoyed this. I can't wait until I get my first update started. Of course, since the rest of the Delta main line is only going to Atlanta except for the connection flights, which is still going to JFK, I will definitely use either 757s or probably 737-800s or 900s as well to fit in, so I can send out more flights, because I obviously don't have enough 757s at this time. So there you have it. I will definitely do what I can to make everything as prototypical looking as possible. Somehow, as of now, looking back here at the 737-800, I hope I didn't do any mess ups on making the left wing be glued back correctly, because now I feel I glued it in a little bit too much inward. Although it's kind of hardly that noticeable, so I'm not going to make a big deal out of it right now. It looks fine. So yeah, there you have it. Project JAX. All the airplanes I got are now needed. So eventually I'm going to take a break from collecting all these airplanes and ordering them online. And then pretty soon I'll have a very first update very, very soon, anytime this month. Of course, I am going to reserve these terminal buildings for JetBlue's Terminal 5 at JFK. That update will be coming soon anytime. That for being the October update, which is 100% my JetBlue collection, as well as the Aer Lingus planes and the Hawaiian and the TAP Portugal. So thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this very much. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Cameron at Pinchy08, signing and pinching out. Take care, and between now and the next time, see you in the sky.